Ako urong dito, and I said I would stake my honor, my life, and even the presidency.
Magandang tanghali, MPC. Happy Monday. Kasama na natin si Chief Presidential Legal Counsel and Presidential Spokesperson Salvador Panelo.
Good Monday noon to everybody in the MPC. Before I take your questions, let me first share to you that the President arrived last night at the wake of the former Speaker Nograles at about midnight and stayed there for several hours. And we reiterate our deepest condolences to the family of the late former Speaker Nograles. The wife of the late Speaker is a cousin of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. And also, I want to thank Light Colonel Rosel Zalvosa of the Philippine Air Force. If she did not attend to me on the day that we flew to Beijing, I don't think I would have made it. I had for 2 days a stiff neck and a pulled muscle, and she worked up with my pain for almost 3 hours at the Villamor Air Base, and I was relieved completely. Thank you, Colonel Salvosa. I was telling her I would recommend you to President Duterte when he feels any pain due to pulled muscle or stiff neck. In fact, last night he was complaining of a stiff neck and said, you should call Colonel Salvosa. Anyway, I am ready to respond to your questions.
MPC, questions? Wala na?
Okay, thank you.
RJ. RJ.
RJ.
Sir, what's going to happen at the cabinet meeting today?
Carlo Nograles last night, or early this morning, told us that he had a long list of agenda, but he will be absent, obviously because of his father's weight. I haven't seen, usually it's given to us before we enter the cabinet room for the meeting. I don't know yet the agenda. I have not seen the schedule, but it's a long one.
Questions? Maricel Halili.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Sir, there have been complaints about some Chinese restaurants or establishments na hindi daw tumatanggap ng mga Filipino customers because exclusive daw for Chinese nationals. How do you plan to address this, sir?
Well, we have to investigate that, if that is true. We cannot allow that to happen. They cannot be discriminating against Filipinos.
Because,
It's
sir,
a public business, and therefore it should cater to all.
kasi sir, si Senator Panfilo Lacson is calling on government agencies para daw sa closure nitong mga establishments na ganito. Do you agree to his call?
We have to investigate first to the truth of the report. We will ask Secretary Bello to conduct an investigation on the same.
And I think one of his concerns pa ay yung pagsama daw po ng mga Chinese businessmen sa mga SMEs kasi
Mga ano?
small and medium enterprises, sir. Kasi parang it's okay daw to invest in the country if it's billions of investment kasi it will help the economy. But he doesn't think that it's good na maging involved pa sila sa SMEs dahil nagiging competition pa sa ordinary Filipino businessman. Do you see a logic to this, sir?
We will address that concern to the Secretary of the Department of Trade, to Secretary Mon Lopez.
Thank you, sir.
Questions? Cedric, walang tanong? Ina?
Uy, nasa si Joseph?
Si Cedric.
Missing in... Nasa si Joseph ka ako. Missing in action.
Questions? MPC, wala na tayong... RJ ulit.
Sir, in your interview with CNN this morning,
Yes.
you cited telecommuting as an excuse for President Duterte's absence for 5 days. Telecommuting, work from home.
Yes, he's working. He work at home.
Is that...
Haven't you work at home?
Yeah. Is that particular law, which is telecommuting, applicable to the president?
No, I was just citing that law so that you don't have to ask why a particular person is working
But
at home. But that's not the reason. The reason is he wanted to focus on his work. You must remember that the president in the Beijing trip had a very punishing schedule. In fact, he had to miss one event because he had a migraine attack. And after that, he had to attend to several meetings. And then when he arrived in Davao, immediately there was this palarong pambansa again. And, you know, when a member of the cabinet, especially the president, is not in his office for a few days, just like me, for instance, I'll give you myself as an example. I receive about 25 to 50 documents a day, which I have to finish on that very day. If you're not there for 3-4 days, matatambakan ka. Ganyan siguro nangyari kay Presidente sa dami ng mga papeles na dapat niyang binasa, pipirmahan, natambakan. He decided to stay in the house and work on them.
But
after that, trabaho na naman.
Just
Gaya
to
nakita mo,
clarify.
kagabi, midnight, dumating hanggang alas 3, eto, tapos may cabinet meeting na naman.
But just to clarify,
The only
sir,
reason why pinakita niya yung picture na watching siya at saka nagbabasa ng dyaryo at the same time, para ma-ease yung concern na may sakit siya. Ibig sabihin, okay ako. Yun lang ang reason doon.
But just to clarify, sir, since you mentioned the law, is this applicable to the president?
Hindi. Minensyon ko lang para kasi ang banat nila, ba't ka nasa bahay nagtatrabaho? Di ba? O, yun ang sagot ko doon. Meron na nga tayong batas na pwede kang magtrabaho sa bahay. Yun lang ang ibig ko sabihin doon. Kumbaga, masyado kayong nitpicking and hair splitting, lahat na lang. Huwag niyong kalimutan. Don't forget that the satisfactory rating of the president is the highest since 1989. Ibig sabihin, yung pamamaraan ng kanyang pamamalakad sa paghawak ng poder ng kapangyarihan ay kontento ang ating mga kababayan at na-appreciate nila ito.
Sir, kasi sir, I just would like to point out that telecommuting is only for the private sector.
I know, but sinasabi ko lang yun na kung nirereklamo mo yung isang public official na nagtatrabaho sa loob ng bahay, kung yun ang batas pinapayagan na yung mga pribado. Yun ang punto doon.
Cedric.
Sir, follow up po, sir. Sir, can you give us a glimpse into the typical
Yung
work?
alin, yung alin?
Glimpse po, sir. Can you give us a picture of the typical work schedule of the president when he works at home, sir? What time does he wake up? How many hours does he work?
Si Presidente, as you know by now, he works at night. Pag nagigising yan ng mga... Kasi he usually sleeps at either 6 o'clock in the morning or 7. Depende pa sa trabaho yan. Kung mas marami pang hindi siya natatapos, na-extend pa. But he sleeps 8 hours a day. 8 hours naman siya. Ever since yun ang kanyang work ethic and lifestyle since he was a mayor.
Questions? Chona?
Sir,
Chona,
sabi po ni Senator
oh,
Tel-
hindi mo ako ginising kahapon. I was waiting. I was awake.
Hindi ka na sumasagot, sir.
Kung kailan ako gising, di ka naman tumawag.
Sir, sabi po kahapon ni Senator Trillanes, tamad and parang hari daw si Presidente. Hindi siya binabayaran ng taong bayan para manood ng Netflix.
Oh, I'm sure he was referring to himself. Obvious naman eh. Ano ba ginagawa niya ngayon?
Okay, other issue. Dreo.
Sir, it's the final stretch of the campaign.
Yes.
So what does the President plan to do to boost his candidate's chances of winnings? And ano pong... Sige.
Ang alam ko sa, ano ba kaya? Thursday, meron sa Davao. Malaking rally. Siguro, parang yun yata yung last speech niya for the election season. Yun ang alam kong schedule niya. Hugpong. Pero darating siya. And meron siya sa Bohol. By the way, sa Bohol. Wednesday. And then meron pa yata siya. Most likely sa the following day sa Davao. Wednesday yung yung Bohol. And then Thursday naman yung sa Hugpong. Most likely, atin siguro siya doon dahil nandun na siya sa Davao at that time. Hindi. Ang alam ko,
He's attending.
baka ng PDP. Basta alam ko merong rally din sa sa Webes. Hindi ko lang alam kung meeting the Avance yun.
Sir, what does this election mean for the President, and how crucial is it for him to place his allies in the House and in the Senate?
Well, every election to a president means something to him because those who will be elected in the Congress will have to be partners in the administration of the government. Kaya mas magandang yung mga naroon ay yung tutulong sa kanya. And yung mga ini-endorse niya, ang feeling niya ron, these are the people that can help me pursue a goal towards uplifting the lives of our countrymen.
Sir, the survey results seem to be favoring the President's allies. So
Yes.
what do you think will this mean dun sa push niya for federalism? This Senate na-shelve siya. So,
Eh,
do you think it
siguro,
will be revived?
kung yung mga in-endorse niya, puro pabor sa federalism, then it will hasten the putting up of this system of government in place.
Sir, last na lang po for me. He's been openly attacking the opposition candidates sa mga speeches niya. Do you think this has been effective, and why do you think did he do this?
Attacking who?
The opposition candidates, the Ocho Derecho candidates. So do you think this was effective, and why did he employ this
It appears,
strategy?
if you will consider the ratings of those he has endorsed, it would seem that it is very effective. Why he's doing it? I think that's style. It's part of the campaign.
Why do that as opposed to highlighting the achievements of his senatorial candidates?
No, but he does. He does highlight the credentials of his endorsed candidates. If you're listening to his speeches, he tells us that also. Each one of them. He spends time telling people about this particular candidate.
Okay, may follow-up? Follow-up. Okay, Celerina.
Sir, good afternoon. Pinapatanong lang ni Rose from UNTV. Ano daw po ang preparasyon ni President para sa meeting the Avance ng PDP laban? Naka-bulletproof glass ba daw ulit? At sino-sino ang final 12 senators na iboboto niya? I-endorse daw ba niya si Bong Revilla?
Unang-una dun sa security, PSG yung makakasagot nun, hindi ko alam. Doon naman sa kung sino iboboto niya, I think we will leave it to him. That's a private matter for every individual voter. Nasa kanya na rin yun. Nasa ano yun eh. That's part of, kaya nga tayo secret balloting. Nobody is supposed to know our personal choices.
May follow up sa Ace. Okay.
Okay, President Duterte will attend the Hugpong rally this week, di ba?
Sa Bohol.
Sa Davao.
Hindi ko alam yung sa Davao kung darating. Kung nasa
Hugpong
schedule,
yung
darating
Hugpong,
yan.
Yung caravan. And then, a-attend din siya ng PDP Laban, Meeting de Avance sa Sabado. Okay. Pero
Hindi ko alam yun basta let's just assume natin. Anong
sabi
question
ng
nga?
PDP media
Okay.
team, anyway. Pero magkaiba yung line-up nun, nung senatorial line-up nung Hugpong, tsaka nung PDP, although may overlaps, merong common, pero meron ding magkakaiba. So, sino ba talaga yung 12 ine-endorse ni Presidente? Yung sa PDP ba o yung sa Hugpong? Paano natin i-explain yung dynamics na yun?
Well, in-explain ko na yun noon. Ang ibig lang sabihin noon, malalim parang sa basketball, may deep bench. In other words, binibigay ni Presidente, sa taong bayan pa rin ang ultimate choice. Basta ito, okay sa akin itong mga ito. Kahit sino rito, kung manalo man, okay sa kanya.
Lahat yun, ine-endorso ni Presidente. Yung Hugpong at saka yung PDP.
Hindi, kung sino lang, sino yung mga binanggit niya. Para sa kanya, yung mga binabanggit niya, yun ang kanya mga ini-endorse. But with respect doon sa PDP laban, yung mga allied sa kanya at naniniwala sa kanya, o di tutuwa rin siya kung yun man lumabas.
Kasi ang binabanggit niya yung 12 nung PDP, yung 5 yung PDP plus yung guest candidates sila. So, if that's the case, why will he attend yung Hugpong na iba yung ibang mga kandidato?
You must remember na miyembro siya ng PDP laban. Siguro as a party member.
Ng Hugpong?
No, I mean doon sa PDP. Yung Hugpong dahil yung anak niya, nagpundar niya, di ba? Parang in support of the daughter's help assisting all the other candidates.
Okay. Salamat, Sec.
Follow up, Julie and then Ina.
Hello, sir. Over the
Yes.
weekend, the El Shaddai endorsed 14 senatorial candidates, 10 of which are from the administration. How does the palace take the endorsement coming from the El Shaddai?
Well, El Shaddai has its own reasons for endorsing candidates, and we always respect whatever endorsement other groups will provide.
Is the palace pleased that the El Shaddai endorsed at least 10 of the administration senatorial candidates?
Siyempre, kung in-endorse yung in-endorse mo, siyempre matutuwa ka. Natural lamang yan. Kung hindi kasama, you have also no reason to be sad or to feel bad. Yun ang demokrasya natin. Kung sinong gusto mong endorse, you're free to do so.
Sir, given that many of the administration candidates are in the lead in the
Are in
the lead in the pre-election
Yes.
service, do you think that the endorsement of the El Shaddai will be, I don't know, a big factor in the elections, or are you confident that even without an endorsement coming from this religious group, mananalo pa rin yung mga PDP laban candidates?
Actually, there is no, I don't know if there is a scientific statistical study on the effect of the endorsements of certain religious groups or persons. Wala pa eh. So, hindi natin alam. Ultimately, Pilipino pa rin na magde-decide kung it will affect them or influence them or persuade them to vote one way or the other with respect to senatorial candidates or members of Congress.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ina.
Sir, in relation to Ace's question earlier, because sir, dun sa PDP, slate. The president earlier said that that is his slate, yung 12. Hugpong has 3 candidates, which he also mentioned before he is not endorsing. These are Bong Revilla, Jingoy Estrada, and Jiggy Manicad. So with his attendance doon po sa Hugpong meeting de Avance on a Thursday, what does that say about his position on the bids of these
It
3
means it
candidates?
is a courtesy to the organizers. His presence would be deemed as a courtesy to them if he was invited to grace the occasion.
But it does not mean that he's suddenly changing his mind and backing the candidacies of the 3 I mentioned.
Unless he makes a specific announcement on that particular campaign. So hindi natin alam.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, other issue. Tina Marali.
Sir, good afternoon po. Sir, napaabot na po ba kay Presidente yung suggestion na extended holiday din po yung the day after the elections to ensure na wala pong problema daw po sa power supply when the canvassing of votes happen?
I have no info on that. Wala mo siyang binanggit kanina.
Could it be
Madaling araw.
possible, sir, na ma-take up po kaya sa cabinet meeting?
Hindi ko alam kung ano. If somebody raises it, but should be the Commission on Election that should decide that.
Okay, sir. Thank you po.
Raymond Tinasa. Microphone, Ina. Ayan.
Balikan, sir, good afternoon. Sir, balikan ko lang yung exclusive Chinese restaurants or mga stores. But, di ba, so it's clear naman na labag yun sa batas. So, for example, any ordinary civilian would encounter such exclusive Chinese restaurant. Can he or she do something, like for example, assert his right going inside the restaurant or engage the owner of the exclusive Chinese restaurant?
The better step or thing to do is to file a complaint. You engage the owner or try to force yourself, you will only trigger a fight.
And can you siguro urge the LGUs concerned kung nasaan yung Chinese restaurant to do their mandate to implement closure ASAP kung merong ganong reports sa kanilang area?
There is a complaint and they validate that it has violated the law, then it should. LGU should do their job.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, questions, MPC? Virgil. Tawag ang mic.
Ay, sir, in relation lang din sa question ni Tina, may proclamation na ba si Presidente declaring May 13 as a holiday? Kasi kailangan pala ata ng presidential proclamation para walang pasok sa election day.
Kung wala pa, I'm sure
Is it
magkakaroon.
forthcoming?
Definitely, kung kailangan nun. Siyempre, i-issue.
But as of now, sir, wala pa ba? Meron na ba?
Wala pa.
Okay.
Wala pa nire-release.
Okay, sir.
Okay, MPC, may tanong pa? Jeneline? Sino pa? Wala na? Okay na? Okay, Joyce Balancio.
Sir, were you with the president last night? During the week? Were you with the president?
Yes.
Okay, so were you able to ask him about the letters of dismissal?
Hindi namin na pag-usapan.
Okay, sir, any update na lang, sir, doon?
Mamaya siguro, we can...
It will be tackled during the cabinet meeting?
I don't know if it will be tackled, but I'll ask him definitely. Kung
Sir-
sino yon at kung kailan at kung meron.
Sir, any update then sa MWSS report?
Wala pa nga. I'll ask him mamaya before the cabinet meeting starts or during the break. Kung wala sa agenda.
Okay, Chona.
Sir, since you were with the President last night, did you ask him about the matrix doon kay Bicoy?
Hindi namin napag-usapan. We were talking more on the disease.
Na? What this is po?
Si
Yung kay...
si former speaker, yun ang pinag-uusapan doon. Alam mo sa wake, yun ang palagi pag-uusapan mo, yung tungkol sa buhay nila.
You did not ask him, sir, about the...
No, I felt it was inappropriate for me to touch on any issue outside of the wake.
Okay, no more questions, MPC? Okay na, thank you, Secretary Panelo.
Thank you.
Thank you, MPC. Back to my studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and People's Television Network.